uniform. We'd like to welcome this year's homecoming court to perform their homecoming dance.
We're back face-to-face on campus and looking forward to in-person school events like homecoming. But homecoming could be at risk because one of the members of the homecoming court tested positive for COVID Tuesday night. The rest of the court was notified on Wednesday morning, and that day they were the first to take the COVID test that all Costa students are required to get before going to the homecoming dance. These tests were PCR tests, which are the most accurate COVID tests, with an accuracy rate of about 97%. According to the administration, these tests were only done to help people feel safer about going to the dance, and weren't required by LA County law. The law states that vaccinated students who are not showing symptoms can continue to go to school without getting tested, even when exposed to people with COVID. But a lot of symptoms like coughing and sneezing have been more noticeable around campus, following an increase of COVID cases at Costa. At MiraCosta, there have been 21 confirmed COVID cases since the start of the school year, and more than half of those have been reported in the last 2 weeks. With this increased risk of COVID, a lot of students are getting nervous. Many are scared to test positive because they would have to quarantine and miss out on homecoming. The COVID tests are administered by the students themselves. They are required to stick a swab about an inch up each nostril and swirl for 10 seconds. They then place the swab in a test tube and hand it to the nurses. About 1,000 Costa students took a COVID test on Wednesday, and the school reports none of them coming back positive. The accuracy of the tests rely on students to perform the test accurately on their own, often unsupervised. At the testing facility, the staff was overwhelmed and unable to give clear directions to the students, leaving some unable to figure out how to accurately take the test. Paperwork and labeling was also left completely up to the students, and papers and test tubes got mixed up and even fell off of the table. The Mustang Morning News reports hearing students admit to purposefully taking the test incorrectly to avoid the risk of testing positive. Costa administration was quick to denounce behavior like this.
That's an atrocity, and what a terrible human being. Whoever does that lacks integrity. I don't know how else to say it, and that is unacceptable to me.
But they also did mention that they have no way to prevent or punish this type of behavior. The administration says they cannot guarantee the COVID safety at this dance and recommend people with high risk for the virus to stay home that night. For the Mustang Morning News, this is Matthew Cullen.